Hi, my name is Jack. Today we're watching the horrible case of Emily Longley. The mysterious disappearance of Emily Longley has stirred up emotions and curiosity, sparking widespread interest. The purpose of this piece is to reveal the story of Emily Longley's life, the circumstances surrounding her disappearance, and the ongoing search for her. More than 10 years ago, 17-year-old Emily Longley was murdered by her boyfriend. On the eve of her murder trial, her father, Mark Longley, learned that Emily's death occurred after she began engaging in increasingly threatening behavior. He vowed to help spread the word about how devastating emotional abuse can be and what warning signs to look out for. Emily Longley was born on July 15, 1993, to Mark and Caroline Longley, and grew up with her youngest daughter. Emily grew up with her younger sister Hannah, with whom she had a close bond from an early age. However, life in New Zealand took an unexpected turn when Emily, falling in with the wrong crowd, forced her middle-class parents to send her back to the UK to live with her grandparents. Also from an early age, Emily dreamed of being a model, and with her attractive looks, I think her dreams would have easily come true if not for her further dating. In 2010, Emily began a new chapter in England, enrolling at Brockenhurst College with the intention of earning a degree in business and pursuing a modeling career. Settling into her grandparents' home in Bournemouth, a popular resort town in Dorset, she began to turn her dreams into reality. Despite the family's move and her parents' subsequent divorce, they maintained a warm. Despite the family's move and her parents' subsequent divorce, they retained a warm relationship, and Emily remained particularly close to her father, Mark. She has been described as an energetic and outgoing girl. Emily's striking beauty and charismatic personality soon attracted the attention of 20-year-old Elliot Turner. Elliot Turner, the son of a wealthy jeweler, Elliot was any child in a family with plenty of wealth and plenty of opportunities to please his son. Their budding romance seemed promising at first. It seemed like the perfect couple that fit together. However, during a visit to New Zealand in April 2011, Emily expressed doubts about their relationship to her family and thought it would end when she returned to England. This visit, filled with treasured family moments and news about her life, would turn out to be her last meeting with her parents. And to confirm Emily's words, after returning to England, Emily and Turner's relationship began to unravel. After all, Turner, the son of a wealthy jeweler, led a life of excess, partying, women, alcohol, and drug abuse. Known for his boastful behavior and aggressive tendencies, he was obsessive. Harassment in past relationships soon made itself felt in his relationship with Emily. Despite his attempts to maintain a nice guy image, his controlling and threatening behavior became increasingly apparent. Emily's struggle with Turner's possessiveness and intimidation culminated in a heartfelt note in which she pleaded with him to change his aggressive behavior. However, Turner's obsession only intensified. On the night of May 6, 2011, Emily and Turner had an altercation at a nightclub, accompanied by with heated arguments and public humiliation, set off a series of tragic events. Despite Emily's attempts to pull away, Turner, unable to accept rejection, followed her home, threatening that he was ready to kill for her and suffer all the consequences. The evening, which began as a youth party, ended in disaster at Turner's family home. The subsequent events of that fateful night reveal a harrowing tale of unrequited obsession that would lead to a shocking and devastating denouement. On a fateful night, 911 received a call from Anita Turner, the mother of Emily's boyfriend. Despite Anita's efforts to follow emergency instructions, it was tragically too late. When the ambulance arrived around 9 a.m., paramedics could only confirm the worst. Emily Longley was dead. Anita, originally from Indonesia, had relocated to the UK after marrying Lee Turner. The couple had a son, Elliot, whom they may have indulged excessively, a fact that would later cast a shadow over the unfolding tragedy. During her conversation with emergency services, Anita's tone appeared unusually calm given the grim discovery of a young woman's lifeless body, a stark contrast to the expected emotional turmoil. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away in New Zealand, Emily's father, Mark, awoke to a nightmarish reality. Upon seeing a barrage of missed calls from his ex-wife Caroline and daughter Hannah at 2 a.m., Mark listened to a voicemail message from Hannah, followed by Caroline's piercing scream in the background. Emily was dead. Refusing to accept the devastating news, Mark contacted his mother in England, only to have his worst fears confirmed by a solemn police officer. "I regret to inform you that your daughter Emily is dead," the officer said. Numb with disbelief and grief, Mark struggled to comprehend the reality that his daughter, who had been happily sitting on his couch just a week prior, was now gone. Emily's death placed an unbearable burden on her family, forcing them to confront the profound loss of their beloved daughter and sister. The circumstances surrounding Emily's death were as mysterious as they were tragic, sparking an investigation into the complex web of relationships and events leading up to that fateful morning. News of Emily's death in her sleep left her family and friends grappling with disbelief. As police gathered evidence at the crime scene, uncertainty shrouded the circumstances of Emily's demise, awaiting the autopsy results that held the key to solving the mystery. Elliot Turner and his parents maintained to investigators that they were home all night and hadn't noticed anything amiss. Despite Elliot's public display of grief on social media, police couldn't immediately challenge his account that Emily had passed away in her sleep. Establishing the cause of death was paramount in unraveling the case, as it not only illuminated the circumstances but also guided the investigation's direction. A chilling revelation emerged from Emily's Facebook page. A post dated May 5th recounted a disturbing encounter with a stalker who claimed to know everything about her. Further investigation revealed a public altercation between Emily and Elliot at a nightclub, shedding light on his possessive and controlling behavior. Elliot's repeated threats against Emily's life, dismissed by friends as empty boasts, took on a more sinister tone in light of the inconclusive autopsy results that hinted at strangulation. With expert analysis suggesting strangulation as a possible cause of death, suspicion turned toward the Turner family, casting doubts on their involvement in Emily's untimely demise. At 2 a.m, Mark discovered a flurry of missed calls from his ex-wife Caroline and daughter Hannah. A muffled voicemail from Hannah followed, with Caroline's piercing scream in the background. The devastating message was clear: Emily is dead. Unwilling to accept such horrific news, Mark reached out to his mother in England, only to have his worst fears confirmed by a solemn police officer. "I regret to inform you that your daughter Emily is dead," the officer solemnly stated. Mark, numb with disbelief and grief, struggled to comprehend the reality that his daughter, who had been happily sitting on his couch just a week before, was now gone. The news placed an unbearable burden on her family, forcing them to confront the terrible loss of their beloved daughter and sister. The circumstances surrounding Emily's death were as mysterious as they were tragic, prompting an investigation into the complex web of relationships and events leading up to that fateful morning. The news that Emily had died in her sleep left her family and friends in disbelief. Emily, a vibrant young woman in the prime of her life, made her sudden demise even more incomprehensible. As police gathered evidence at the crime scene, uncertainty swirled around the circumstances of Emily's death, with the key to solving the mystery lying in the eagerly awaited autopsy results. Despite Elliot Turner and his parents claiming they were home all night and hadn't noticed anything unusual, further investigation revealed disturbing details. Elliot's public expressions of grief on social media contrasted with the unsettling post on Emily's Facebook page recounting a stalker encounter. Interviews with Turner's friends depicted a possessive and controlling boyfriend, further exacerbated by Elliot's threats against Emily's life. When the inconclusive autopsy hinted at strangulation as a possible cause of death, suspicion turned toward the Turner family, prompting investigators to install listening devices in their home to uncover any incriminating conversations. The investigation took a significant turn when an audio tape surfaced, capturing Elliot Turner confessing his involvement in Emily's death. Despite vehement denials and attempts by the defense to discredit the recording, the court deemed it admissible, strengthening the prosecution's case. Elliot's trial delved into his psyche, revealing a young man consumed by anger and frustration. His fluctuating account of events ranged from self-defense to complete denial, painting a chaotic picture of the tragic night. According to Elliot, a tense argument escalated, resulting in him grabbing Emily by the neck, though he claims it was not fatal. As the trial progressed, Elliot Turner's enigmatic persona came into focus. He was depicted as a privileged young man raised in luxury by indulgent parents in their home in Queen's Park, Bournemouth. This opulent lifestyle was underscored by Elliot's own living space, complete with a minibar where the tragic event unfolded. Forensic examination of Elliot's computer unveiled unsettling searches for strangulation and criminal evasion, hinting at sinister intentions. The prosecution presented a compelling case, suggesting that jealousy was the driving force behind the crime, supported by accounts of Elliot's controlling and threatening behavior towards Emily. Despite Elliot's grandiose fantasies of capitalizing on his background and maintaining a lavish lifestyle post-incarceration, the jury's guilty verdict shattered those illusions, resulting in a minimum prison sentence of 16 years. During sentencing, Judge Dobbs highlighted Elliot's arrogant demeanor and manipulative tendencies. She poignantly acknowledged that Emily's promising life was unjustly cut short due to Elliot's actions. Elliot's parents, Anita and Lee Turner, also faced legal repercussions, being found guilty of perverting the course of justice for attempting to cover up the crime, each receiving a 27-month prison sentence. The trial unveiled the true nature of Elliot Turner, a vain individual who believed himself above the law. The verdict not only served justice by holding Elliot accountable for his heinous deeds, but also honored Emily Longley's memory, tragically taken by senseless violence. While incarcerated at Swaleside Prison in Kent, Elliot's behavior continued to stir controversy. Reports emerged of him boasting about receiving fan mail from older women and displaying pictures of Emily, the woman he was convicted of murdering, in his cell. These actions not only revealed a lack of remorse but also garnered resentment from fellow inmates. In 2013, a source from a B prison disclosed Turner's disturbing behavior to the Daily Star. According to the source, Turner adorned his cell with images of the girl he killed, professing his love for her and maintaining his innocence. Turner's arrogance and constant denial of guilt led to tensions within the prison community, resulting in reported assaults and subsequent transfers. Despite Turner's attempt to appeal his murder conviction being rejected, he remains imprisoned, ineligible for parole until at least 2028. His persistent denial of guilt and provocative conduct in prison reflect an inability to reckon with the severity of his actions and the lives he has irreversibly impacted.